old versus new, and I want to challenge you to a drag race.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No problem. Check this out. This is an EcoBoost, so it has two turbochargers. It's a V6 that puts out 400 horsepower. It's already amazing, but get this, 480 pound-feet of torque. It is beefy indeed.
Under the hood of the H2 is a giant V8, 6 liters of displacement, 316 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, I know, it's a lot less power in that Expedition, but this has a proper V8 sound. And back in 2003, fuel was cheap. The national average was around $1.56 per gallon, and times are very similar now, with fuel being relatively inexpensive. I wonder, where do we go from here? He's gonna back up like 4 truck lengths, and we're gonna do one more race. Okay. Where I have a handicap. So I'm just over 6'2", and in the back of the short wheelbase Expedition, I can stretch out. I still have space. Camping is no problem back here. Really, really comfortable. Booyah! Okay, same thing in the Hummer H2. Laying down here. Okay, so my head is hitting, but I barely fit. So I would say the Expedition is more comfortable. By the way, the third row seat was a real pain to remove. I think the Expedition actually wins in the cargo department / camping battle. Nice and taut. Do I look like I'm dead? So this is what it's like to be in 2018.
Andre, I know that in the past I've had my doubts with EcoBoost and V6s and big trucks and all that.
Yeah.
But in my mind, and I absolutely commit to this, this is one of the finest SUVs built in present day.
You know what? I might have to agree with you. I mean, yes, there's a couple pieces here are plastic.
They're still skimping.
I have a massaging seat that's cooled.
That's cooled and heated, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, they do skimp in a few places, but for the most part, in terms of comfort, in terms of ride, in terms of overall performance, even MPG and towing, this is a superior vehicle.
I agree, and I mean the technology has evolved so much over the last 15 years.
Well, look at all the stuff we've got. I mean, all these buttons and knobs and twisties, they all do something that's actually fairly significant.
I mean, this almost drives itself. It has lane keep system, adaptive cruise control system. It can tow over 9,200 pounds.
Yep.
We towed with it on the iGauntlet.
We did, and this was one of the more successful vehicles going up the iGauntlet. And it's just a well-built vehicle, but here's my issue. It will never match the Hummer in terms of being manual.
The cachet, the image.
It just doesn't look it.
But there is price to this, you know, $81,000. You have to pay for this.
Yeah, you are paying a premium, but it's less expensive than a lot of the higher-end high-zoot vehicles out there. I mean, think about it. This is really within the same price range as the equivalent Suburban, right?
Yep, fully loaded Suburban. But if you have to step up to like a Well, even a Yukon Denali is in this price range. But if you go into a Cadillac or a Lincoln,
Then you're over this.
you're 100 grand
Yep.
in those trucks. Whoa!
Sorry. I had a little dust in my mouth from the Hummer we're following.
This truck makes its own kind of noises.
Oh yeah. Farting noises, noises when it runs out of gas,
No, it's never running out of gas.
noises when it gives up the ghost and no longer lets you adjust seats or mirrors.
Welcome to 2003.
2003 was a hell of a time because back then they managed to sell in the United States market 16.7 million vehicles.
Per year in the United States. That was an impressive number. But then what happened in 09?
It dropped to 10.4 million. It's a massive drop.
Yeah, that was the market crash, basically.
Right, and that market crash was also responsible to a certain degree killing the Hummer.
Yeah,
And the whole brand.
The Hummer went away in 09 finally. They actually renewed it for 08.
Yeah.
Put a giant 6.2 liter V8 in there, more power, but it didn't help.
Let's talk about today. How many vehicles they sold in 2017?
Yeah.
17.1 million.
So we're back.
We're above.
We're above.
back and then some.
And then some.
So this market right now, this is the golden age right now of vehicles, which means that you guys get to score on that because there's so much out there. You have more selection than
Choice,
you've ever
choice,
had.
choice.
Exactly. Exactamundo, especially with bigger SUVs and trucks. Check this out. Back in the day, in 03, gas was $1.56 a gallon average.
Yep.
Now gas is $2.42.
Okay, well, comparable, not exactly the same,
Well,
but
keep in mind inflation and everything else.
Yes.
That's not horrible.
right. So let me actually try to convince you of something.
All right, go for it.
So in 2003, this H2 came out. It was making a military-style vehicle into kind of a family hauler,
Yeah.
right? But we're talking about leather seats. We're talking about automatic air conditioning,
Yeah.
folding mirrors,
Yeah.
big V8s.
Yeah, big V8, which got
Boom!
about 11 miles per gallon.
Well, 11.8 according to the.
Woo, 11.8.
Okay, what happened to this H2 truck? Actually, a lot of high-end celebrities bought them as status symbols.
Oh hell, there were trophy wives and trophy husbands buying them left and right. Footballers and baseballers and ballers in general. Everybody was buying these things. I think my biggest issue with the truck was the image that it put out there. You
Yeah.
know, General Motors, when they first started building these, they weren't looking for just something for an image. They really did want an off-road vehicle that looked badass. And now there are bright pink ones on the highway.
Here's a question. What will happen in another 5 years? Are we going to be just reaching for the sky, over 100 grand, luxury? Or are we going to go through this cycle where the market will tank and we're going to have to drive small vehicles for a while before we get into the big ones?
The bottom line is that automakers have already committed to building electric vehicles. That's including SUVs. And the reason why is eventually, because everybody's committing to it, we're going to see more and more electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids than we've ever seen before. And these vehicles, especially this thing and its
Yes.
brethren with big V8s, unfortunately, they're going to disappear. They're going to go the way of the dodo. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, the Expedition is rated by the EPA at 19 combined.
Now
This-
think about that. 19
Yeah,
combined?
this thing wasn't even rated, but later on they said it was averaging like 12 or 11.
Now the other thing is that this was state of the art in its day, right? So a lot of the stuff that's in it and on it was really built for off-roading. Whereas in the Expedition, although it does have a locking rear diff, the one that we have has 22-inch wheels, and that's factory.
From the factory, you don't have to go aftermarket for that.
No, in terms of the two different vehicles, that one rides beautifully, even though it has 22-inch wheels.
Yes.
Does that look like there's smoke coming out of?
No, I think we're okay.
Okay.
We get some dust.
I hope so.
1, 2, 3, go! Oh! Ah! Okay, that was a tie. What? No! Do I look like I'm dead?